Being an entrepreneur in France, it feels like success is punished. Hi all, 31-year-old entrepreneur here, currently registered as a sole trader. The cap in France for that is 2 years at 77,000 euros. Then you have to start a real business, as I like to call it. Right now, my taxes are about 35%, I'd say, all up with social payments. This year I'll hit 150k, and next year likely 250k or more. So 2025 I'm done. Need to switch. But damn, I'll go up to minimum 50% taxation. It could end up being more. 60 to 65%. If I choose to go down the create a company and employ yourself path. In a country where I can't see a doctor or dentist, have waited 2 years to see a dermatologist, and have been violently attacked 3 times when out walking or fishing. I'm kind of feeling like what's the point? I want to grow this, build a business, and make something real of it all, but it really feels like I'd be better off just getting a job. I actually would be here, and calling it quits. If anyone has a country to suggest that would allow me to thrive, or help building resilience in my mindset, I need it. Yours truly, a fellow entrepreneur struggling to deal with my country's rules, regulations, and lack of support. I know nothing about tax laws in France, but have you spoke to an accountant about paying yourself more efficiently? Yes, I've been through the process with an accountant, and the setup they suggest is NGT. Pay yourself just enough to live. NGT. Try to maximize business costs to reduce profit. NGT. Build a holding company and invest what is left into real estate or stocks. NGT. Take some small dividends if you must. Otherwise just grow the company. The problem with this is 1. It doesn't help me buy a home. And I don't like the idea of owning my home through my business and renting to myself. 2. Building business wealth is different to self-wealth. And if in 3 years it isn't working, I will struggle to find a place to rent or get a mortgage with small payslips. 3. My business is low on costs to deduct, so I can't play that game. In France, this is more or less the situation. Business earns 20k per month, you pay 25% tax on that. From the remaining 15k, you want to pay yourself. You pay more or less double due to tax. So if you want to pay yourself 5k, it costs the business 10k. And you have to pay personal tax on the 5k afterwards. Which is another 30 to 40%, so you pocket like 3k. I work long weeks. I love it. I want to build. But fuck, this system is shit.
Other French entrepreneur here. I guess you are an auto entrepreneur? AA solo founder. I would urge you to create an SARL. Taxes on salary are lower than for other types of businesses. And you should be able to pass a lot of expenses on your business. Especially if you don't have investors, co-founders, gas, restaurants, car leasing, airplane and train tickets, in some instances clothing, hotel nights. All those are not only tax-free expenses before taxes, but you also get back the VAT. Don't complain about the game. Learn its rules and play by them.
I have no expenses, no gas, no restaurants, no car leasing, no travel, no clothing, and seldom a hotel here and there. There is the 30% expenses standard, which helps a bit. But it doesn't stop killing the drive. When I speak with my friends with companies in the UK, USA, and Australia, and those who emigrated to Spain and Portugal from France, it really feels mad. I remember the pain. I was living in Paris. I left my job, went freelance, was working non-stop with a growing list of clients, and still could barely pay my rent because taxes got so high. I left the country on a bullshit student visa, went to Brazil, co-founded a US startup remotely with a US co-founder, applied for a E2 visa, moved to the US. So much easier there, and no taxes pretty much unless you have profits. We have nearly 50 employees now, $1 million in monthly sales, raised $40 million plus. None of that would have been possible in France. Not even close. My US visa expired, so I live in Canada now. Got my permanent residency. I applied before going to the US to have a backup plan. The culture in France was also punishing. It might have changed since then. That was nearly 2 decades ago now. But I remember that if you ever tell anybody you have any sort of ambition, if you want to be more than an employee, you're basically an asshole for some reason. Like, how dare you have dreams and ambitions and not accept to work for a boss and suck it up in silence like the rest of them. I mean, first of all, well done, that's a fucking achievement and a half. I'm on about 300k net worth. and 2% equity in a startup worth 50 million right now. Hoping to grow that company to 500 million and then get acquired. And use that capital to go again. But so much harder here. Everything is a slog. Every 3 months when I declare my earnings and I see like 22.5% leave my account for social payments. And I can't even find a fucking doctor or get unemployment benefits if I hurt myself or whatever. Fuck me.